Hey everyone and welcome. Today we are jumping into a really exciting, but let's be honest, kind of risky topic, using AI for our research. You know that publish-or-perish pressure is real, and the dream of automating some of the grunt work is, well, it's tempting. But how do we actually do that without, risking our academic integrity? Let's figure it out.
All right, so here's the fundamental conflict, right? On one side, you've got this incredible promise. Generate your entire bibliography in the time it takes to grab a coffee. Amazing. But on the other side, there's a serious danger. That same AI could fill your bibliography with completely made-up sources, and that could undermine everything.
And this leads us straight to the core issue, what a lot of people are calling the hallucination crisis. And just to be clear, this isn't some tiny, rare bug. It's a huge problem, where AI just confidently invents evidence. The consequences for your reputation, whether you're a student or a professional, can be really, really serious. So what even is an AI hallucination? Well, it's when a large language model, or an LLM, just makes stuff up. It'll generate citations, research papers, authors, even legal cases that look totally legit. They sound plausible, but they're completely fictional. And here's the key thing to get. The AI isn't looking up facts in a database. It's a pattern-matching machine. Its only goal is to predict the next word that seems statistically likely, to create text that sounds right, not to guarantee that it is right. Now have a look at this number, 19.9%. What is that? Well, it means this isn't just some hypothetical risk. A 2025 study found that in simulated literature reviews, nearly 1/5, almost 20%, of all the citations an AI generated were completely fabricated. And it gets worse. If your research topic is a little more niche, that number can skyrocket to almost a third. It's a huge, huge problem.
And this right here, this shows you what that looks like in the real world. Just imagine you're this student. An academic library shared the story about a student who came in with a perfect-looking bibliography that an AI had made. The librarian looked everywhere, the library catalog, online databases, you name it. And the conclusion? Not a single one of the articles actually existed. The AI just invented the whole list.
Okay, so the problem is pretty clear. And yeah, it's a big one. So what do we do about it? The good news is there is an ethical path forward. Let's talk about a two-part solution, a workflow that lets us use the raw power of AI for analysis, but without that terrifying risk of making things up.
So this solution uses two different kinds of tools that do very different jobs. On one side, you've got your traditional reference managers, like Zotero. Think of Zotero as your personal, super organized digital filing cabinet. It's for storing and managing the sources that you have personally found and verified. Then on the other side, you have AI analysis tools, like Inara. Their job is to actually read and make sense of the stuff inside your filing cabinet. See the difference? One stores, the other analyzes.
So, pillar number one of our ethical workflow is a tool like Zotero. It's fantastic, it's free, it's open source, and it's rock-solid reliable. This is where you build your personal library of sources that you've laid eyes on that you know are real. This becomes your source of truth. It's a curated collection of documents you absolutely trust.
And that brings us to pillar number two, an AI tool like Inara, which acts as your safe analysis engine. Now, why is it safe? Well, because it's built from the ground up to only analyze the documents that you give it. It doesn't go searching around the open, messy internet for answers. It works exclusively inside the trusted library that you created.
Okay, so we've got our two pillars, a trusted library in Zotero and a safe analysis engine in Inara. But how do they actually play together? Let's walk through the actual practical steps of this workflow that lets you automate the tedious stuff without throwing your integrity out the window. The whole process is actually just 4 simple steps. First, you do the critical human work. You collect, you organize, and you verify your sources in Zotero. Second, once you have that trusted library, you import it directly into Inara. Third, you can start asking questions, analyzing, and synthesizing, but safely only within the boundaries of your own sources. And finally, you get your insights and citations, knowing they are, by design, completely hallucination-free.
Now that leads to maybe the most important question of all. What's the technical secret here? What actually makes this workflow hallucination-free when we know other AIs are just inventing things left and right?
So here's the magic. Inara's AI is fundamentally constrained. It uses a specific architecture called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or just RAG. Now here's an easy way to think about it. Instead of letting the AI just dream up an answer based on the billions of things it's read online, RAG forces it to act like a diligent research assistant. It must first retrieve the relevant information directly from the documents you provided. It can only generate answers based on what it finds in your trusted library. If the information isn't in your documents, it can't cite it. Simple as that. It's a closed-loop system, and you're the one in control.
You know, this whole workflow really points to a bigger idea, a set of principles we should all be following. The goal here is to automate the tasks, not to automate the thinking. So let's just quickly cover the absolute non-negotiable rules for using any AI tool in your work. Okay, there are three main pillars here. First, human accountability. The AI is a tool, not a co-author. You, the human, are 100% responsible for every single word. Second, transparency. You have to disclose how you used AI tools following whatever guidelines your institution or publisher has set out. And third, verification. Even with a safe system like this, you are the final check. You have to manually verify every single fact, claim, and citation.
And really, that's what it all comes down to. This technology is an incredible assistant, right? It's a powerful tool that can make our work so much better, but it is not, and it can never be, a substitute for your critical judgment, for your integrity, or for your intellectual ownership of the work. Because no matter what tools you use along the way, the final author is always you.